Well, hello there, I'm Detroit. Forgive the sound of my voice, it is stuffy nose season after all. Subscribe to get rid of the seasonal cold, and share my work with your loved ones if you are not heartless. We're making 2 drawings in my sketchbook using a Pilot fine liner today, so that's gonna be cool. Also, I wanna have fun with perspective, but I'm tired of the constraints we usually have with perspective, i.e. having a perspective point somewhere on the page. A perspective point close to the drawing means kinda extreme perspective, but when you're drawing on a small page, like this A5 format sketchbook, you have no choice. Well, here's a tip for you guys if you find yourself in this situation. Use a string tied to a thumbtack. Place the thumbtack where you want your perspective point to be and simply hold the string taut. You now have an infinite ruler that is easy to use to make your perspective just the way you need it to be. If you want to be fancy, you can use 2 or even 3 thumbtacks to have a 2-point or 3-point perspective, but I couldn't be bothered to find another tag before recording. So, using this tip for easy perspective, I decided to draw a bit of skyscrapers, with the focus being on a bridge between 2 buildings. I had planned on making more bridges and interesting pieces, but I kinda screwed up the first few lines, because I drew where I wasn't supposed to and had to adapt. Then I decided to grid it all up, so cover the entire page with a grid that would define windows. I like when this grid pattern makes it less obvious where the delimitation between buildings are. It's a choice I made consciously, but now I kinda regret it, as I could have made it better than I actually did. Not gonna lie, I didn't have a drawing plan for this video that was supposed to come out at least a week ago. Like, at all. I didn't have the time for it, nor the inspiration. As I mentioned briefly in the last video I uploaded, I recently started a new job. It is a full-time job as an engineer, and between the commute, organizing my week and stuff, I didn't really find the time to draw. Like, to go to work, I have to take my bike to the train station, then take a train for 2 stops and then ride my bike for 10 minutes. I don't really mind that, but this week made me realize that my old trash bike I've had for years is not at all ready for going to work early in the morning, under the rain, and while it's still dark outside. And so I had to repair my bike, change the tires and so on, and it's also just a new job, so I couldn't really leave early on the pretense that I have a YouTube video about drawing to make. I want to get accustomed to the job, the workplace, the people there and so on as fast as I can, which means putting aside the drawings just for a little bit. But rest assured, I did manage to keep up the regular drawing video uploads while doing a PhD, so I should manage to do the same while working a conventional job. However, as it is a recent and major change in my life, it will take a while to get used to, which is why I kinda rushed today's drawing. I had some time to draw, but not too much time either. The thing is, I did have a drawing ready to make a video out of, but it's a digital painting I made, and I like to alternate between digital and traditional drawings. And so I had to make this drawing on Sunday morning while planning to upload the same night. In the end, I didn't manage to finish the video in time, which is why I decided to make another drawing, one that I would like a little bit more. Based on the same principle of perspective using a string, and with the same pen too. A drawing that would be more forgiving for me, not using a ruler. So a lot of tiny segments rather than a simple grid pattern. I settled on a bunch of rounded rectangles that made me think of the mouth of a spaceship or something. It's like tubes, but not circular and rectangular. And both the inner and outer walls are made from small segments like grids, screens, buttons and the likes. It's hard to explain with words, but to be fair, I don't really have to explain it properly since you can see it clearly right there on your screen. I randomly decided on 4 of these shapes of various sizes just to fill the space in a more interesting way. It doesn't necessarily make sense, because there is no point in it making much sense. Anyway, I hope you like at least one, if not both, of these 2 drawings I offered you today. The video is almost ready to be uploaded on Sunday, late by, I guess, 1 week? Except in the time it took to finish writing the script, I got sick and my stuffed nose makes my voice unrecordable. And so it's now 2 weeks late, and I'm not really sure when it will come out still. You gotta have a bit of surprise in life, or else it's not fun. And you know what else is fun? Subscribing to my content and following me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm never gonna call it X. I've been Detroit, and here's a teaser for the next video. There, hope you didn't blink. Have a good evening, bye!